Yep, the title is correct. I'm selling the Alfa, and in this video I'm going to be explaining all of the reasons why I can't keep this car. Right then guys, the Alfa. Oh, this is funny. I don't know if it's funny. It's funny to me. It might be funny to some of you lot. I'm a bloody nightmare, innit? I just buy cars, get all excited about them, buy them, drive them for a bit, and then I think, oh, I want to sell it. And let's make one thing clear, right? The reasons, or my reasons for wanting to sell this car is absolutely nothing to do with the car, all right? The car is absolutely amazing. It's as good as I ever expected it would be. If anything, it's better, right? I had an expectation of this car, and anyone that gets in the driver's seat of these cars will have similar expectation, and it will exceed that, all right? They're such bloody good cars, and like since I've owned it, I've had it a couple of months now. I've made it my own, you know. I've got everything all nice. I've had the obviously the Pirelli tyres put on. They're really good. They've really changed the way it drives. I've had the front bumper resprayed. I don't know if you remember, there was a bit of lacquer peel here from where the number plate was, had been sort of pulled off, and it pulled the lacquer off with it. What else did I have done? Oh, the previous owner sent me the spare key as well. It come with one key, which was very annoying. One of the guys that dealt with the sale of the car sent me a spare key for it. So that was nice. So I now have two keys for it. Around here, I've got the steering wheel retrimmed by Control Customs. That's all very nice. Done it to a factory spec. And obviously I had the seat retrimmed. It was a bit worn on these edges. Had all that done. Heated seats, had them installed to my amazing carbon seats. Made it all my own, right? And then what happened was, it kind of started when I had them tyres installed. So on the day that I met up with David, those that didn't see that video, I'll try and put a banner up in the top corner. David is also a Giulia Quadrifoglio owner. I bought these wheels and tyres off him. And on that day I met David, and I asked David, do you have intentions of selling it? And his answer was, Calvin, I absolutely love it. I don't ever want to sell it.
I would love to keep this forever, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
And if I'm honest, I come away from seeing him that day and I thought, I definitely don't love this car as much as David does, and for that reason it kind of spun my thoughts on the car. Do you know what, let's just jump in it, go for a drive, because it's raining, and I'll continue telling you more about my thoughts on why I'm selling the car. Yeah. Mileage, it's done 45,926 miles right now. Yeah, I don't know how many miles it had done when I done the introduction video, but I'll put a little shot of it up now. So 45,926 now, and that's what the mileage was when I bought it. I've barely driven this car. Let's start the engine, turn that down, take this silly woolly hat off. What was I going to say? Before I continue telling you the reasons why I want to part with this car, firstly I want to let you know that it is going to VRS next week. I will try and do more content on it. I am not in a rush to sell this car. If Will wants to tune it, by all means, we'll tune it, and we'll do update videos on it being tuned. It'll probably just be a stage 1 tune, because in all honesty, even at stock power, 500 brake horsepower, just a bit more than that, in these conditions, it's a bloody nightmare anyway. It doesn't really need tuning, and I think that's probably part of the reason why, one of the reasons that I'm wanting to part of it, because time of year, like I barely keep a car for any longer than one season of the year, and I've got the right car, like the perfect car, but in the wrong season. It's as simple as that. If I had this car in the middle of the summer, I think my feelings on it would be a lot far better, put it that way. All right, so at the minute it's you can imagine, can't you? You've seen it in previous videos. It is slightly better with its tyres on, or a lot better to be fair, but it's still a bloody nightmare. Obviously you're then thinking, well, why would you tune it anyway? What's the point? Why make it quicker when it's not even managing the level of power that it's running? This car drives absolutely fine on a dry day, and it will drive even better. There you go, that's full throttle at 3rd gear. It's still managing to put it down, but yeah, with more power on a dry day it will do it a lot better. All right, so yeah, I met up with David that day.
It's full throttle, very sketchy. And he absolutely loved his car. And he said to me, Calvin, are you going to sell this car? And I was like, no, I'm not. And he was like, you're going to sell it, ain't ya? I was like, do you know, I don't know, I've got no reason to sell it. And there is nothing making me think I really want to part with this car or want this out of my life. It's just, there isn't really much making me say I really want to keep it in my life. I am not in love with this car. I haven't gelled with it at all. And that sounds bloody harsh, man. I had my GTR, so we backtrack, yeah? I had my GTR for 2 years, right? Absolutely loved that car. I sold that, I then bought the Golf R. I had that for a long period of time as well. Loved that car, right? I then had the RS6. Again, absolutely loved it. Oh, there's a horse there. Absolutely loved the RS6. Had that for a long period of time. I then had the M6 again. Had that for a long period of time. I then sold the M6 and replaced it with this, and I intended on having this for a long period of time. And I had my little honeymoon period of it. You know, we do that, don't you? You get all excited about a car, and it was the one I wanted. I wanted this car for all this amount of time. I eventually got it, and within no time at all, the novelty just wore off. In fact, there was a lot of times where I got into the car and I thought, I don't really want to drive it. If you follow me on Instagram, you'd have seen that I've been driving like a Range Rover Evoque, a manual 5 Series diesel, like an F10, nothing exciting. And not because I hate it, let me get that straight. This car, right, let's go back to what this car offers. I compared it to an M3 in a recent video, right? An F80 M3 is an amazing car, and in fact throughout year 2020 I had one as a bit of stock, the black Cat S one, the murdered out black on black one. Loved that car. I think that was the car that I gelled with the most throughout this whole year. That car, I don't know what it was about that particular. I've never actually driven an F80 M3 competition prior to that, so maybe it's just F80 M3 competitions, but I just loved that car, right? I didn't buy it as my own car, I bought it as a bit of stock and sold it, yeah? It went. I couldn't keep it as my own car. One, because it was category S. I didn't really fancy keeping my own car as having my own car as a category S car. And secondly, it was just too predictable. Calvin's got an F80 M3 competition. That's boring for content, isn't it? So yeah, I bought this car, and honestly, in my head, like I was driving this car yesterday, breaking it down. Is the gearbox better than the gearbox in an F80 M3? Yes, that's not my opinion, it's a fact. This gearbox is amazing, right? F80 M3 gearboxes, the dual clutches, they're a bit, they're either too harsh or they're too slow. You can almost feel the gears engaging, like the clutch drags. I mentioned that as a bit of a downfall with my M6. But they're good gearboxes, don't get me wrong, it's not even about that. This gearbox is better. The steering, compare this to the F80 M3, this is night and day difference. This is so much better. The brakes, honestly, the brakes on an F80 M3 are terrible. These brakes, like literally, you can stop it at any point in time and it will do as it should. It won't fade out. The car feels light as well, so like the braking power is just unbelievable. Third gear. Power, let's talk about power delivery. F80 M3s, they run out of power. I've done a video talking about the things that I dislike about F80 M3s, and one of the things that I disliked about the car is the way the turbos just seem to run out of steam. You get all the power at the bottom end and then you get to like 5,000 revs and there's nothing really there. It just doesn't seem to continue pulling. You don't notice it as a passenger, I wouldn't say, but you do notice it definitely as a driver. What else can I say? Interior wise, F80 M3 interiors are very dull, maybe. They're not horrible, they're not bad. They're just very maybe we've all seen it a bit too much. Whereas on the interior of this car, it's all like the red and the leather and the red stitching, the carbon, it's all very fancy, it's all very Italian. It's a beautiful thing, right? Everything about this car, when you break it down bit by bit, is better than the competitors, right? It's got more power, it's and it's an Alfa, it's different, isn't it? But maybe because it's an Alfa, Calvin, is the reason that, another one of the reasons that I don't really love this car. Like maybe I am just a German car guy. Maybe Calvin just needs to have a German car. Maybe venturing into the world of Alfa Romeo just wasn't me. Let me just turn my heated seat off because it's getting hot, you know, I've got heated seats in here as well now. But it's not that, because I had a GTR for like 2 years of my life and I absolutely loved that car. And if anything, if you was to compare this to a German car or a Japanese car, I would say it's more on a Japanese side. And I love Japanese cars. So it's not that. I just simply have not gelled with this car. I don't know why. I drive it now, I love it. I mentioned in the video with David again that the seat gives me a bit of a backache. I have no issues with my back. It's solid. I squat 100 kilos. I've leg press over 200 kilos. But when I sit in this chair, and I don't get this in any other car going, it just, like, it's got loads of adjustments on the seats. It just seems to hold me in a way that it's just aching my back. And I haven't experienced backache for bloody years. And this is somehow managing to ache my back just in the middle, which is a little bit annoying. So yeah, I'm now currently sat at the longest red lights in the world. Let me just click my fingers and fast forward to when we're actually on the road. The other thing is the sound. It sounds better than an F80 M3. I personally quite like the sound of an F80 M3. It does get criticised a lot, but there is no doubt about it. This car sounds better than one of them. So, what? Maybe there's something wrong with me. I do get excited about change. I do like to look on Auto Trader all the time, browse at other cars. I don't actually have much of a bug for a car at the minute. I've kind of decided that maybe I should just get a sensible daily. You lot will know that I've done a post on my Instagram, and it seems like majority of people want me to get a BMW 335D Touring. That's interesting because that is a great daily. 4-wheel drive, diesel, so it might be quite alright on fuel maybe. It's tunable, so we can do a bit of content on it. It's a Touring, and I love a Touring. Automatic gearbox, all of that. It'll just be a better car. Maybe for me, for this time of year, for the journeys that I'm doing, I don't know. But that is not going to be the Calvin car. That would just be something that I'll daily drive and probably do a bit of content on it. I don't know, that's kind of my way of thinking at the minute. I don't really know what else to say. I will be, like I said earlier, I will be doing more content on it. Probably, it's going to VRS next week regardless. They're going to do like a pre-delivery check on it. Obviously, I'm going to be selling it. So it is due a service in about 10 days or something. So I'll get it serviced, get them to have a good look over it, and if they want to tune it, we'll tune it. But they might say, Calvin, let's put that same energy into one of your future cars instead of putting it into this car. But we'll see, yeah? We'll see, all right? I just wanted to get this video out there. It's been bugging me, man. I've barely been driving this car. I've had it just sat there, and I thought, I need to do a video just letting you lot know what my thoughts are on this car. And like I keep saying, it is nothing to do with the car, man. It is like, look at the carbon fibre bonnet. I don't know if you can see that through the front camera. Carbon fibre bonnet, carbon fibre roof, carbon fibre prop shaft. Like, yeah, maybe I just like to ticks off the bucket list. Maybe that's just all it is. But that bucket list is gonna come to an end quite soon. I don't know, I'm going to end it here. Usual outro, hit like if you like the video, hit subscribe if you're new, and give me a follow on Instagram at Calvin's Car Diary. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I know you will anyway. Do you know what, I quite like being the guy that loves to chop and change his cars. So as much as I know a few people are going to be disappointed, I'm that guy, you know. I'm a car trader, and eventually I will find my car. And I think little do you lot know, you're actually following, although it is Calvin's Car Diary, this is actually Calvin's quest to find his perfect car, and so far I've not achieved it. So we'll keep continuing the journey, keep chopping and changing, and see what cars come my way. All right, so yeah, I'm done. See you later. Do you know what, I just thought before you go, if anyone is selling a 335D Touring X-Drive, like a 17 plate-ish, around that sort of age, get in contact with me, Calvin at calvinscardiary.com. I kind of decided that I am just going to keep chopping and changing cars. There is probably, unless I've absolutely fallen in love with a car, there's probably not going to be my own car in the near future, I would say, because I don't know, I don't think it's boredom. I don't get bored of cars. I just get excited about new cars all the time. So expect this to be a regular thing over the coming months, because at the minute I have no bloody clue what car I actually really want. But I do know that I just need something to daily run around in, and the 335D Touring, it kind of does everything, all right? So yeah, I just thought I'd throw that in there before you go, all right? In the next episode of Diary of a Car Trader, I can't believe this, it's the last video of 2020.